Hi Skylar, how's it going? Same here, not too bad. Just gonna get a little city skylines in. I feel like it's getting pretty close to time for me to buy another city tile. I mean, I still haven't really filled out any of this area up here yet, but you know what? Yeah, I'll continue filling out this area for now. What we'll do is we'll continue this road to the northwest, and we'll keep industry on this side of the road, and then maybe at some point we'll have another crossroad here. In fact, here's what we'll do. We'll make this go up to here and then go parallel to the track along here. Like so. Actually, I want there to be 3 tiles between the track and the road. There we go. And then everything up to this road here, in this area down here, will be residential mainly, with some commerce as well. And then everything on this side of the road and up here will be industry. actually. Can I not continue this road? There we go. There we go. This doesn't look straight here to me. Oh, I don't think it is. That's just wonderful. Let me fix this all then. It went all wonky because... Probably because it was... Yeah, see, it's doing that. Maybe the angle isn't quite right. Well then let's take this through first. Because this isn't going to continue on. Yeah, it doesn't want to connect like that. Here's what we'll do then. It would also be nice to have this connect a little bit further down anyway, to get it further away from the railroad crossing. So here's what we'll do. Some of this. We'll take this all the way out here, and then it doesn't matter if this goes a little wonky. But I do need to take this out a little further. Let's take it out to here. Space already occupied. That's just annoying. I think these angles are just wrong for making these intersections work. Alright. Let's do a 45-degree angle like that, and then continue it on like that. That's what we'll do. And then this should connect just fine like that. That's good. Even here it doesn't want to connect. Well, I have this side all lined up, so even if it curves a little bit when coming to this intersection, which it's going to do apparently, it'll correct itself on this side, so that's good enough. There's just a little bit of a wiggliness right around the actual trains, the railroad crossing, but that's fine. I also probably need a intersection in here somewhere because I'm guessing right now there are some bus routes. Oh no, they're smart. They're going north instead of west. I think I'm gonna get another main road. In fact, here's what I'm gonna do. Not one way. Take this all the way up to here. That'll intersect nicely there. Could make a roundabout in here at some point if I want to, but I don't need to right now. No reason to yet. And I can take this all the way out here. And then there we go. check the traffic light situation. So there's a light there, there's a light there. These need to be stop signs. This needs to be a stop sign. That way this can get priority except for this traffic light here. Oh, this also needs to be stop signs. So normally I would have made this road, because it goes stop sign, light, stop sign. It would be another light here. But I don't have to match the pattern every time, so that's good. And then this can be a stop sign for now. These two can both be lights. This would be a light and then another light, but let's make this a stop sign. That's good. This is a main road right here as well. So let's make these stop signs. See ya, Skylar. Thanks. Actually, I think I'm going to make this a priority road here, and this is going to have a stop sign here, even though it's a major intersection. I could continue this to this intersection, but actually, I'm not going to. Right now, this green line, the Johann Sebastian Bach line, comes east-west until this point and then goes along here. What I'll probably end up doing is removing all these stops from the green line and maybe continuing the green line up this way eventually, and then adding a new line in along this major road that'll then continue on down south here and take over those stops. Okay, this would meet right here, which seems like a bad idea, so what we'll do is this. Really doesn't want to meet like that. That's good enough. I really don't like that intersection. Here is what I'm going to do instead. How is this intersection going to work? Maybe what I can do is this. Okay, this I see, okay. So this isn't even going to be perpendicular to this anyway, but that's okay. This is going to be a weird intersection. I would rather this be perpendicular. I'd also rather it not be that close to the actual railroad. So we'll do this instead. Which will allow it to mesh up with this better. This really wants to be a pain, doesn't it? Alright, that's fine. Alright, now the wiggle happens in the rail line instead of the roadway. But now this intersection makes a lot more sense. It's a little weird because if you want to continue diagonally along here, you actually have to turn right. And if you want to continue diagonally along this way, you actually have to turn left there. But it's a much better intersection, I think. Hi, John Stephen Calderon. I already have some high density residential zones in my downtown area. No, not much. I understand it okay, but not perfectly, so it's possible I may not understand you if you speak Spanish. I have a district of hotels. I have a hotel district right here in the stadium area, right here. I don't know what Deosio means. Got parks and monuments all over the city. Bleep. Chick? Where's chicken? Oh, I'm actually gonna make tacos with chicken later today. I normally make them with ground beef, but I decided I'm gonna mix it up today. Do I have the wrong priority road? Or do I just have the bus line going on the wrong road? I think I have the bus line going on the wrong road. Oh, I also have commerce down the wrong road, it looks like. Oops. And I'm gonna make this a priority road. Except not there. In fact, that's what I'll do. So the priority road is actually this way. So in that case, let's move the bus stops to here. I like that better. And then we'll actually make this come here and then there. And then this is its own road. Actually, this can now go up here like that. This will just extend all the way there. This will be this will extend all the way there, and then this will just extend to there. There we go. A little bit messy, but it works. In fact, no. Take this back. N will extend exactly as far as I said before, but Valley Street, which will have a new name eventually, will extend all the way there. There we go. Then I'm actually, well, I'll build some, let's pause it real quick. I'll build some commerce up here. And then the rest of these will be residential areas. And then I'll actually delete, I'll move some commerce. I'll move my commercial strip over by half a block and extend it out this way as well. Gonna be a lot of rearranging of buildings in here, but that's okay. There we go. then let's make sure they have all the services up here. Let's put a new hospital, new clinic right here. That's fine for now. Definitely gonna want fire and police service up here. And an elementary school can go right there. We'll eventually want another high school, so we'll put one in right on the corner, and then we'll actually move the medical clinic down to there. That's good. And then we'll need some parks as well. Let's get a basketball court in right here. And we'll get a small park in right there. That should be good for now. Could also squeeze a... Well, actually, this would be a good place for a large park, wouldn't it? Like a park with trees, except that it's not gonna... The slope is too steep, so never mind about that. Then we'll just do a small park over here. Right there. It's raining! So Portland. Okay, this area cleared out. The traffic was backed up a long way here before, but now it looks better. A new district in here, but probably extend westward as well. I'll probably make Wayne's district extend westward as well. Either that or bring the Hills district up along here, but I think we'll make this part of Wayne's district in here. Pineapple most certainly does not belong on pizza, and I do not know why you said that. That is blasphemy. Yeah, it's Portland rain, but it's not Portland lightning. And now it's Portland done, or something. Freedom horns, you mean? I think. Yeah, well, nobody's talking in chat, so I don't have a lot to say. Well, nobody's in chat besides you two. It's a quiet day today. Road, road, road. Road, road, road. Give you distance too short. Distance too short. My arse. There we go. Hello, Viking S. That would be a good portmanteau. Or a horrible portmanteau. I don't know, actually. I'm gonna go horrible portmanteau. Only look up if you're over 18, Vikingist. So does Angus, ya weasel. My audio is... Oh, cutting out. Huh. I don't know why that is. You could look up portmanteau if you're over 18, Vikingist, or if you're under 18. Ya weasel, teaching people new dirty vocabulary, or not dirty, new sexual vocabulary since 1993. Did I skip a letter over here to make sure that it fit with the letter conventions? So I had F, G, H, I, and J. I think I did. In fact, I had to have, yeah. So, that naming convention, oh, this would be P. There we go. I'm up to U. This would be the V Street longitude. And then W, X, Y, and Z would all probably be right in here, so that's pretty good. And the east, west, and north, south streets, not at an angle, will end here anyway, and that will be Z will be right near the abutment with the mountains, so that'll fit pretty well in there, I think. Pretty happy with that. And S Street actually does a little wobble here, but that's fine. Alright, let's put some pipes in here. That'll fill anything inside the block, so that's probably fine. There we go. Alright, now to decide where the commerce goes. I think it's going to go along this road here because this is part of the main road that comes along here. In fact, this can become another priority road. I think... there we go. And then let's make sure the intersection here is still a light. That's good. Wait a second. Okay. I'll do these by... because this is part of this road here. Yeah, let me do intersections next. Very Nadges CX. I don't know what Nadges CX means. Ah. Oh, I understand.
Astrologists report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should
Ooh,
seek shelter
tsunami
immediately
time.
if any is available.
We'll see how bad this impacts my city. I'm not actually going to evacuate anything. Okay, so it's supposed to be... Oh, I see. It's sort of a backwards XD, just with the top part of the mouth. I understand. This is going to be fun to watch, but for now, let me continue building my commerce areas. This might destroy these guys.
A meteor strike has occurred. Avoid the impact site and head to shelter if any is available.
Well, yeah, but the J only sounds like a Y in Nordic and Germanic languages, although English is technically a Germanic language, but... The J almost never sounds like a Y or an E in English. Hence the confusion. Though there shouldn't have been confusion, considering that I did know that you're Norwegian from previous discussions, and I had just forgotten about that. Yeah, so this is not that big a disaster at all. There might be a decent-sized tsunami. Even here is high enough, I think. I just don't think this is that bad. This fog, though. The fog is worse than the tsunami. Yeah, English is the odd man out here, but there are other languages where it doesn't sound like a ya. I mean, in French, isn't it usually a je, which is pretty close to English, probably where English got its sound. And in Spanish, it's a huh, or a huh. So, it's not always a ya either. And I don't know what it is in Portuguese, but I don't think it's... Yeah, exactly. J is just a weird letter, is what's going on. I mean, even the Germanic languages where it's a ya, I mean, that's sort of closer to the original pronunciation, but it was added in. It's not really that necessary of a letter, because at least in Germanic languages, because you could just replace it with an I, and it's it pretty much serves the same function. I mean, it's a semi-vowel in some cases, like yeah instead of e, but if you just put an I in the same location, I mean, there are plenty of languages that do that to make a semi-vowel. They just put an I before another vowel, and you get the yes sound. I think, isn't there a Latin word iapetus? I-A-P-E-T-U-S, but it's pronounced like a yeah, so there's no need for a J there. J is just a weird letter is probably the best way to put it. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly, Vikingus. Ooh, running out of electricity. Time to add another solar power plant. I could dam up the Willamette River, but I don't think I'd get a whole lot of water drop from that, so we'll go with another solar power plant. Yeah, but it evolved from the Latin I, and basically is used. It was originally used the same way as the Latin I. Where am I going to put this? Could just put a third one here. Or I could put a second one over here. What I'll do. How's my water looking? Okay, but I could use another sewage treatment. And I could also use another pump. There we go. Wayne's district is bigger. Definitely need to extend the Foothills district to this side of the road to capture these commercial areas. Go. Oh, and the Skyline district now. No, I forgot that I added this little section here. So go ahead and include these homes, part of the Skyline district. There we go. Kind of like there's a weird taken out of the Skylines district here. That shouldn't be necessary. Let's take the stadium district all the way to this road. So for now we'll do this. Then we'll do that. There we go. That makes more sense. Oh, we must have lost a game because everybody got unhappy. We won the two before that, so that's good. So we have a 4-2 record right now. Apparently, there's no ties in this football. Could rename the stadium. Yep, that's right. Really gerrymander. In fact, if you're tricky, this game allows you to split a district into different geographical areas. So you could make one big district and then eat a chunk out of the middle of it, and then you have two districts that are this part of the same, or two disjointed regions that are part of the same district. How's my garbage looking? Oh, it's fine. Oh yeah, I never did add in the necessary services over here. Let's get that all fixed. There we go. That's all good enough. So actually, I'm going to continue this route up here because it was our diagonal route. Probably eventually have a route along there, although I don't know where it's going to go yet. I wouldn't say I'm bilingual Vikingist now. I know little bits of a lot of languages. I know a moderate amount of Spanish and Japanese. Maybe just enough to have a simple conversation, and that's, yeah, like I said, a little bit of a lot of languages. Yeah, that's almost accurate, yeah, Weasel. I'd say if you're just talking fluent, though, I got more than 0.2 extra languages. I probably got 0.2 of each of... I probably got 20% each Japanese and Spanish, fluency-wise. My Mozart bus line is doing pretty darn well. My Brahms bus line, on the other hand, not so hot. But I think that's because it's a very short bus line that goes nowhere. Is it up here? Yeah. Yeah, it's a short bus line that goes nowhere right now, but I am going to put in an industrial district when I start needing more industry in this region and here. And then I think Brahms line will get more play. Yeah, that might be true for me too, Yaweasel. I've actually been recently chatting with somebody who knows very little English and whose first language is Spanish, and he speaks, 75% to 80% Spanish than me, and I understand most of what he's saying, and I have a hard time sometimes responding. If I want to say something specific back to him, I have a hard time responding. Plus, my conjugations, my tenses are a problem. Conjugations for person, okay, but for tense, not so hot. Yeah, so I would think that's probably similar to Japanese speakers. That even if you speak just a tiny bit of Japanese, they act all impressed, like you've accomplished some huge feat, which, to be fair, is sort of true for Japanese and probably Mandarin for English speakers, because they're about as different as it gets. For Mandarin, the toughest thing besides, reading, besides the orthography, just in terms of speaking it, the toughest thing is the pronunciation, I think, for English speakers. For Japanese, the toughest thing is probably the grammar and the honorifics, which they may have in Mandarin as well, I don't know, but certainly gets tough in Japanese. Yeah, tones are a thing too, but I feel like the thing about tones and in Japanese there's tones too, although it's a lot easier in Japanese. There's just two, and it's called a tone accent language, which just basically means accents, or the accents on words come in the form of a tone rather than or a pitch accent. Sorry, so the accent comes in the form of a pitch rather than like a stress on the syllable. Anyway, I think that's more just about listening and then repeating what you hear. And often they're very forgiving about it so that they understand what you're trying to say, even if you use the wrong tone or pitch based on context. Yeah, that's a lot more than me, Vikingist. Hooray for audio cutouts. I don't know why the audio is cutting out. I can't explain why that might be. It shouldn't be. What should I name this district? Funny, you can tell where the crater is here from the meteor that struck because of the water flow. It's calm in the middle of the crater here. Or relatively calm. But this really isn't a very slummy district. Although I don't have any perks in it yet. I do need to fix that. Let's get a botanical garden in here somewhere. Right there. A little Japanese garden over here. Let's put a carousel in. Right there. And then a dog park. No, let's get a large playground in. Right there. And another Japanese garden right on the corner here. No. It's already occupied. Right here. Park district. Because it didn't have a park. It kind of does look like a mouse. I see what you're saying. This is the little pointy nose right here. I need an easy way to type accents. Copy and paste works. That one I know from a city in the United States. The city name means mouse mouth. Sounds even funnier in English, actually. red mouse, just because I'd be stealing two different words from different cities in the U.S. from two different languages. I do like that though. We'll go with that. Oh, I also see, because I'm an idiot, because I can't roll my R's, but raton is similar to ton, just with the B and no accent. I missed that part. Makes me an idiot. So this is Red Mouse District, but in 3 different languages. Yeah, I have some abandoned buildings. Most of them are just industrial buildings that don't have enough workers because my workers are too highly educated, and then I have a few commercial district or commercial offices that have been abandoned because they don't have enough workers either. Same reason, or in a few cases probably because they don't have enough high wealth customers, but in most cases it's just because of a lack of workers. But they'll fix themselves. I know they lower the land value around them. I'm really not concerned about that in the industrial district. It doesn't really affect things enough for me to be concerned about it. Yeah, it looks ugly on here. Yeah, I wish they would bulldoze automatically. I'm not gonna go get a mod just for that. At least not right now. I don't have any mods on here yet, so maybe when I do get mods, that might be the first one. Oh, and in this district, it's just Spanish, French, and English. In all the other ones, it's just English. Doa is one way to say door in Japanese as well. Makes sense, because Dai and Tai is large in Japanese. It's probably from, or at least those are the Chinese readings of the Chinese-based readings of the characters in Japanese. Japanese reading is O for large. Much. What is much? Many is Taksan, but there's another one as well. I don't remember the Chinese reading of the many character. Store. I don't know what that to cognate with. You'd think for such a basic word that would be a word that would have a cognate in English, because English is, after all, a Germanic language. Yeah, but then I'd be using the. I could do like il store raton rouge district. I can't pronounce words correctly sometimes. I certainly can't roll my R's. I'm just going to stick with the Raton Rouge district. Oh, I'm very, very close to the next milestone, in which I can get harbors. Did you know a megalopolis has 80,000 people? I bet that comes as a surprise. Even in SimCity for SNES, the megalopolis had 500,000. Even that was too small for a real megalopolis. A megalopolis. Let's get a small residential district here. Capital city. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put a harbor in though, because I don't know if they thought about the harbor routes along the river here. Can do, Vikingus. Alright, let's see. Looks like there's a harbor route there. So I could do a cargo harbor or a regular harbor. I already have a cargo train terminal here. I think I'll do a cargo harbor further up or something if I need one. But I will put a regular harbor in somewhere. You know what? This might be a good place for a harbor if I move all these. Yeah, let's move all these to the other side of the river. This is a pretty good spot for them because it's not going to be used for anything else. Since it's right under the highways. Definitely need to get power over to them though, which isn't going to be a problem at all. Alright, there we go. Now, if we get a harbor in here, here's what I like doing with my harbors. Even though this is a one-way road and I can't upgrade it, or I mean this is a two-way road and I can't upgrade it, if I make a little loop here, like so, then it forces this to be a one-way road here, because I mean, one of the lanes will never be used, but they can never get on into the other lane. There's no way to. There's no way to get into this lane here. So it's a forced one-way loop, but slope too steep. If I bring this out a little further, say all the way to there, there we go. Do I have any bus stops here? Do. So I can actually put one more right here. And actually, this would be a perfect spot for a taxi as well. There we go. Harbor. And while we're at it, let's make this look a little nicer with a key. Can I actually connect? No, I can't. Alright, let's is that as close as I can get to it? Yeah. Let's just take the key for now up to the rail line there. There we go. If I turn off snapping, will that allow me to get closer? Or snapping for the length at least? Keep angle on. Well, that'll at least allow me to get as close as I possibly can. Which is that close. Not very close. Well, well, well. Oh. Power is probably important. How are my metro lines looking? Hey, Ethan Rock family. Let's see. Thanks. Alright, what was I doing over here? Ah, yes. I think I am going to add in a couple other metro stops. one here in Wayne's district. Put 2 in Wayne's district. Then we'll also put 1 there. There and 1 there. I've enjoyed playing. What was it that we played with the Doges of Venice? Was it one of the civilizations, or was it like Crusader Kings or something? Or maybe it was both. Yep, that's the one. There we go. I have extended the metro lines. So now the university line runs all the way to Wayne's district, and the downtown line actually runs all the way up to the Baton Rouge district, or sorry, Raton Rouge district. Yay! watch the harbor at work. A lot of people get out and wait for the bus to come up. I don't know, there are things I like about both games. Crusader Kings seems like it has more of a focus on I mean, obviously, character building, but what I mean is, like, it reminds me more of, say, a Diablo 2-like game, where your decisions with respect to building your character affect the way that it continues to play later down the road. Europa Universalis is more like Risk. I don't know. I don't know if I agree that Crusader Kings is better. I think it just depends on what I'm in the mood for. Can't take this all the way around. Okay, well then I'll have it here and make this a loop. There we go. We'll call it just Harbor Loop. My city doesn't have bad traffic. My city has actually darn good traffic for a city this size, I think. I have 2 roundabouts. Everybody swears by roundabouts, and I think they're overdone. I think there are cases where they're really useful, but they don't need to be everywhere, especially since we have control now over junctions. You can toggle lights on and off, signs on and off, and I just think roundabouts, you don't need to put them at every major intersection. Like, I have plenty of major intersections here that aren't roundabouts, and traffic is flowing just fine. So I'm not one to go in and put roundabouts in every single major intersection. I do have 2 roundabouts in my city. I have one right here. This is a good place for a roundabout because it's got several on-ramps and off-ramps coming off of it at the same time, and a major road coming onto it. So it turns out this particular intersection, the roundabout is really useful. And then I started the city based around this roundabout, with the square roundabout, I intentionally, like, this was just for design purposes more than anything else, but it worked pretty well also as a roundabout, because I wanted to make a city where it was sort of based on grids that were offset by 40 degrees, which is what I've done here. So there's a grid here and a separate grid here, which is offset by 45 degrees, and this this roundabout here is sort of the center of that offset. So, yeah, I have a couple roundabouts in here. If traffic gets to a, you know, if there becomes a major problem with traffic somewhere in the city, I'll look for solutions, and if a roundabout is the best solution, I'm happy to put one in. But I'm not gonna just put roundabouts in because because that's the rule or anything like that. Alright, gonna add a residential district in here, and then I forgot. So let's get to that. Actually, let's start it off this side, like right here. Cool. I'm not saying that there's no effect. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that I only am going to use them when I think it's necessary. If you're talking in real life, yes, it's well known that there are lots of studies that show that roundabouts are good for traffic flow, and I agree with that. That's all fine, but I don't think that means that I should use them every major intersection. I mean, they do take, one thing is they do take more space, and in most cases that's probably fine, but if I don't need to take that extra space, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, now I can continue the Alexander-Borodin line. Couple more stops. And then I want to make sure my junctions are okay down here. I don't like having Yeah, I'm gonna change this to a stop. I will upgrade this to a one-way road just to where it has 2 lanes so that they can have a right and turning lane. Those that want to turn left. Okay, and then I was going to remove these junctions, turn them into stop signs. I don't know, should this be its own district, I guess? Yeah, you can, as long as the roundabout is made with a road that you can zone along. So a lot of people actually use these highways for roundabouts, which is fine, but you can't zone along highways, and so you can't the inside of those roundabouts, but you can zone the inside of any of the roundabouts. It's a little messy, so you can actually see in this, if you want to call this a roundabout, you can see that I can zone in here, and it's not messy here because it's a square, but down here, yeah, here's an example. So I made this out of one-way roads, and you can zone along one-way roads, so I could zone the inside of this roundabout here, but you could see the actual way that it's laying out the grid is kind of wonky, and it makes for an interesting interior of the roundabout if you try to zone there. A lot of people use highway roundabouts, and they do it because in the past you can control stop sign and traffic lights, and with certain intersections, if you put a one-way road, you would automatically get stop signs or traffic lights, and so people would use highway roundabout to avoid that, and that all is fine. But then people start using like 6-lane or 8-lane highway roundabouts, and it's like, first of all, that would probably cause more accidents than just a 2-lane, because then you're going to have so many lane changes in such a short distance that it's necessary. And second of all, it's not necessary. You don't need that many lanes in a roundabout. Yeah. Yes, you don't put down a roundabout. You build it from scratch. There are, I think, a couple built-in roundabouts in these intersections. Yeah, these ones. Large roundabout, small roundabout. And this is an example of one that uses, I think, a 4-lane one-way road, or a 4-lane one-way highway in a roundabout, which I think they did this because back in the day that would help you avoid traffic lights and stop signs, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And then here's the other roundabout they have available. I think that's just a one-way road. I'm gonna make this its own district down here. I'm gonna need another district name soon. I've seen people build cities that were basically a bunch of like main highways with cloverleaf intersection and then a few small districts between each one. I thought those people were insane. I'm gonna make this all part commenter park. It's gonna be part of the new district. Well, I'll fix that here in just a second. Congratulations, Vikingus. A Venn diagram intersection. That seems curious. So you 16 are you transferring high schools, or does high school start later in Norway? Actually, I have a better name for it. think the last year of high school in the US is 17 to 18, not 16 to 17. Oh. There we go. Yeah. Macho. I don't remember the line either. It's been too long since I listened to that song. Spit Van Bite. I'm listening. Yeah, the can't delete anything is no, that emoji was accurate for the can't delete anything part of that idea. I think Iron Man would make a lot more sense than hardcore in City Skylines. So I can't reload. But I mean, I haven't reloaded this anyway. This basically is an Iron Man playthrough, and I've had disasters. The only thing is I turned disasters all the way up. These are terrible ideas, guys. Terrible. Yeah, that might be the worst idea for democracy of any idea given. Oh, oops. So this area up here still has low residential, and I don't know why. It's time to upgrade. I get Zork and Cubert mixed up. Wait, is it called Cubert? I don't remember what Zork is. Yeah, I get Zork and Cubert mixed up. I don't know what. I have to look up Zork. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that would be pretty terrible. Yahweasel has created a version of RetroArch that allows you to do multiplayer one-player games, where the multiplayer aspect is that you and your buddies all vote on a button press by playing the game, and the game, if a button press has a majority, the game will implement that button press. Well, yeah, I know, but I'm familiar with Cubert and a lot less familiar with Zork, and they both sound like alien names to me. So when I hear Zork, I think Cubert. When I hear Cubert, I also think Cubert. So I guess I don't really get them mixed up. I just think Cubert when I hear an alien name. Even though Cubert is actually not an alien name. It just is with a Q. Very nice indeed. Oops. That's fine. Pretty nice view of the city. This would make sense a little bit higher up the mountain, but right now I don't own the tile. Maybe I'll move it when I do, if I do own that tile. I haven't decided if that's one of the tiles I'm going to buy yet. It's one that I could buy, but it's so bumpy that really the only purpose of it would be for this space observatory. I think a small section of this area can be high density residential as well. Foothills district probably is ideal for this. Just make sure everything's filled in. Except this part. But I think this is part of the stadium district, right? No, this is part of the Skyline district, so that's fine. Oh, but not this northern part of the foothills. Maybe eventually it will be, but for now, leave this density residential. Hey, we must have just won a game. Won the last two. Nice. I'm making a lot of weekly income now. Oh, look at the traffic jam for all the people in the stadium. Maybe this should be a traffic light. Yeah. Or 2 traffic lights in a row. That's okay. Actually, I'll just make this a stop sign. Even though this is the main road up further north. Hello, Fox. I've been naming roads after every commenter, so I have a lot of roads named after people who have commented on my streams now. The reason I think for the traffic jam here is because of all these new residential buildings. They're all moving in, I think, so I think it'll eventually clear up with time. I've got 2 routes. I've got one here. And one here. that's where Viking is. And again, I'm sure this backup is just because of all these people moving in. They're just the people driving to move in, so it'll probably clear on its own with time. But this is always a pretty bad spot for traffic in this city anyway, so this might be another for a roundabout eventually. But most of the city is just fine traffic-wise, so I'm not concerned about throwing roundabouts. Like I was saying earlier to Viking, I'm not concerned about throwing roundabouts in every major intersection or anything. I don't really have a need to, and they take up more space, and I have more control over the intersections with the new expansion, I guess you call it. When I need a roundabout, I'll put one. Otherwise, I'm going to stick with my style. Yeah, I may do that eventually. I'm gonna give it some time. I'm gonna give it quite a bit of time here, just to let it clear out if it's going. So, I'm not gonna do anything immediately. It's something I'll come back to later and see if it's still bad. And if it is, then I'll consider intersection up. Hi, Cameron Ray. I mean, this is a map that's based on Portland, Oregon, so yeah, there's not a lot I can do about that, Cameron. I think what's going on is as the city gets bigger, the processing power is just too much for the encoder to handle. Even though it's not showing usage of the CPU, I don't know. When I turned on video quality settings, it seemed to help, but now the city continues to grow, and at some point I'm probably going to be able to stream this effectively. $780 tourists per week now by public transport, and 4,300. That's a pretty good ratio for mass transit, I think. At least in city Skylines. I'm always pretty happy getting over 10% with a large city. I'm gonna use other unique buildings that are come with the game, yeah. I'll plop them in eventually. I'll need some parks over here. Speaking of, let's put a. What we'll do. Extend this. Oops. Extend this and see if we can botanical garden in here. Nope, but I can here. But no, that's good. I could put one on this side, but the space is already occupied. Okay, well then we'll not put a botanical garden in. Instead, we will put a large playground in right here. And we'll also have a Japanese garden right here. That should make them all happy. Good enough. Yeah, my audio keeps cutting out too. That's always wonderful. I don't know why it's doing that. I keep saying that, and it's still true. You know what? I bet I would solve a lot of problems if I this ramp and connected it up here. Let's see, where do I already have a light? Right here. So this would be a spot to connect up a ramp. Just like that. Now I just gotta wait for them to start using this, which I'm sure they will. Once they figure out it's there. There's the first user. Actually, just to where there's 2 lanes, so they can have a left turn lane. Let's upgrade this little section here. Be close to getting time to upgrade at least part of this road to a 6-lane road instead of a 4-lane road. And also this overpass here. Let's see what I can do about turning down my video settings even further. It's going to make it ugly, but oh, that's hideous. We'll leave the texture quality on medium. Okay. It's still low, isn't it? Oh, I guess not. Maybe it was the level of detail. Oh well. If that's what I need to be able to stream the game, then that's what I'll do. Alright, traffic has cleared up quite a bit now with the additions of the new ramp and the wider roads. Still got this ramp here that's a problem though. Oh, because they're trying to turn left. They need to get into the left lane and then turn left here. I see what's going on now. Yeah, so this might be a candidate for a roundabout in the future still. Lots of traffic coming down right now. Like to see. I'm gonna upgrade the rest of this to a one-way road as well. That way. That way they can split to the two different lanes. We'll even call this part of the same road. Which is Cowboy Avenue. Those are some nice office buildings. Pretty happy with those. look at the city from the ramp here. I think that's going to be about it for my stream today, though. Yeah, I'll fix the intersection probably in the next stream. It's like that. I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here. Again, I've made some good expansion, added some new districts, some new buildings. Yawning. I'm pretty happy with the direction the city's going still, and so thanks to everybody who came by and watched and chatted today, and I'll see some of you in the next stream. So thanks again, and have a great day.